So what is going on, guys? This is Ryan here.
And this is other Ryan here.
And let's just cut the music, man. We need some darker music in here because there's nothing happy about this. And this is probably one of the most important teasers of 2016.
Yes, this is the first proper image of the sister location.
So yes, guys, ScottGames.com has once again updated with this nightmare-fueled image of what appears to be the same character we saw in the first one.
Yeah, this has actually been revealed to be Baby from the FNAF World update, but more on that in a bit.
Absolutely, yes. So let's start first off with some interesting things about this image that Scott might have actually done as a design choice, and why this might actually not be a direct FNAF sequel. Because in the last teaser, we actually had Five Nights at Freddy's sister location, but as you can see now, Five Nights at Freddy's has actually been removed from this image entirely.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he even put Five Nights at Freddy's in to begin with, because he even said on that Steam post that he's not making a FNAF 5, and kind of naming something Five Nights at Freddy's sister location gives the impression that it's another Five Nights at Freddy's game.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good that he's actually removed that now, so that it's a completely different spin-off game.
I think another reason why he may have actually added it in for the first one is because, you know, Scott said he's been working on various projects, and people might think this is the new project. So maybe by him just putting Five Nights at Freddy's in the first image, it just kind of linked that it's still part of this series and not no new project, so we shouldn't kind of get misled into thinking it's one of them.
Yeah, I think just from the design of this character alone, we would, even without the Five Nights at Freddy's there, you'd know that it kind of links into this.
Yeah, absolutely. It's got like a similar design, and the fact that it's still pretty much an animatronic in essence, I mean, you can see all the mechanical parts to it, it's definitely keeping to the same trend that Five Nights at Freddy's did when it first began.
Yes, definitely.
Alright, so I think the first thing we should actually talk about is the importance of this character, because in the first teaser, I thought this may have just been, you know, one of the random characters from the game, but now after the Five Nights at Freddy's World Update 2 ending, and also just looking at the fact that we've got the same character for 2 teasers in a row teasing this new game, I think this is probably the most poignant and important character of the new location.
Yeah, as we know, Freddy Fazbear was always teased first when it came to Five Nights at Freddy's and Five Nights at Freddy's 2 and stuff like that, and
yes,
at the end of the FNAF World 2 update, you can actually hear this woman speaking. Not even Freddy done that, actually, I don't think, to be fair. But,
no, he didn't.
Yeah, I think this is like another band almost, and she's the leader of this band.
The idea that I actually had looking at this is that, I don't know, it feels like a totally different environment to me. I mean, we know Scott, for a start, is implementing new mechanics, and I almost thought this to be like a ring-based thing, you know, almost like a circus, where it's kind of, everyone please remain in your seats. It's got like a different text. It's not like, you know, Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, where that is like an eatery. So I don't know if this might be a totally different design location, and I think either way, though, looking at the design, it's quite a small character. We can see like the shoulders quite bunched up, and the fact that the hand, it looks to be very small. It looks like just underneath the text, we can see like a kind of blurred out elbow. So it looks like this character might look very similar to Balloon Boy, which is also very interesting.
Yeah, it does look like it would be a kid's height, maybe, just to make the kids feel a bit more at ease with it. But it's like, who knows if it's even going to be like a diner place. Like you said, this could be like a circus, it could be anything, but obviously, because it's a sister location, I guess it has to be in the food industry, but for all we know, it could be something completely different.
We don't know what Scott's actually got planned for this game, but moving on now to probably the most important thing about this video, and something that really has me hyped as well, and almost hints towards a lot of things that Scott's working on, is the fact that this character is most likely, or should I say is 100% in my opinion, the baby that we hear quoted at the end of the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 Update 2 ending.
Yeah, as we know, if you haven't seen that, go check it out just yet. Spoiler alert, by the way.
Yeah, big spoilers here.
But yeah, basically, Baby shows up at the end of the FNAF World Update 2, and she quotes exactly the same quote that is on this teaser, so it's directly linked to this.
Absolutely, yeah. We get the actual spoken, everyone please remain in your seats, and we just see 2 illuminated eyes in the corner. And man, I mean, it's so interesting how this character instantly gets teased after FNAF World Update 2 is beaten. It's almost too coincidental for it not to mean anything. And I mean, one of the things as well, which is just crazy, is how once we beat the game, FNAF World Update 2 that is, Scott seems to be so fearful of what he's created, and when we hear this character say, everyone please remain in your seats, and then we see the screen flashing, we come back to see this man, like the creator, bleeding on the desk. He has actually been killed. And also another thing at the start of the update 2, Fredbear himself actually quotes that everyone is on edge about what Scott's creating. So this thing right here that we're seeing in this teaser is actually killed the creator.
Yeah, wow. See, I originally thought that that he may have committed suicide because there was nothing there, but the lights turn out, don't they? And
Yeah.
you can see the eyes, so
yes,
definitely must have killed him. And it's just like, I love how Scott has linked that to this, and it's kind of like how like the FNAF world is all about spin-off games, and it's like, okay, well, you've changed all them, but you can't change this one. And it's so awesome how he's done it. It's like, bravo, kudos to Scott.
It's making so much more sense as well, like how this is like the alternate dimension. So literally the story of FNAF world doesn't even have to be canon. Like, it's the fact that these are in a new realm. And another important thing about after we see the text flashing and things like that, the FNAF World Update 2 actually presents us with a to be continued. So that literally confirms to me, guys, that FNAF World Update 3 is going to be a thing, and it's probably going to drop as well when the sister location does or nearby to that.
Yeah, most likely Scott probably wants to put his time and effort into making, obviously, the sister location the best it can be. So when that releases, obviously, it's going to be like an episodical thing, I think, where you can only unlock something when this has been released. It will only make sense when this is released. So.
Imagine if he did it the other way. Like, imagine if he released the FNAF World Update 3 first, and it kind of had its own story with these characters, not in like the full kind of 3D style, but maybe in like an 8-bit style. Yeah,
and it kind of leads up to wherever this place is, and then it stops right there, maybe. That would be freaking awesome, yeah.
I mean, I guess now we could probably talk about FNAF World Update 3, because that's another exciting thing which is coming out. And, you know, I can't believe Scott is doing this for free. We spoke about this before we even recorded, and, you know, you mentioned that, like, you know, Scott is incredible for doing this as like a free game that everyone can experience.
Yeah. See, I don't think that he has to feel guilty anymore. He's done it. I mean, fair enough. In his opinion, FNAF World bombed at the start, but he's put so much effort in that it's like we almost feel like we're robbing him now because he's just put so much effort in, and it's so good. And like, he likes to joke, like, obviously about him messing up and stuff like that. And it's, I don't know, he takes it in his stride, and he deserves a lot more than what he actually gives himself.
Yeah, for a creator that's kind of came from nothing, really got his name out there. And you know, now it's just like we see his work, and he really does hold himself together. Like, he's got millions of people following this game, and the fact that he can be so open about all of his choices and, I mean, make things for free. I mean, so many people call Scott a money grabber. I mean, guys, are you dumb? Sorry. Like, how can you call Scott dumb? How can you call him a money grabber when he releases games like FNAF World for absolutely free, and he spends months crafting that sort of thing? I mean, come on, guys. Seriously?
Yeah, definitely. I agree.
All right, guys. So now we're moving on to the final portion of this video talking about this teaser. And it's actually really hinted to us as to what's in the background, where we think this might go. And I've got loads of personal ideas about what's going to be happening here. But what do you think, firstly?
I read an email recently basically saying that they think that maybe there was a falling out between, like, companies, maybe.
Yes.
And like, they kind of split off, and like, because obviously if you look at Baby, how she is now, she's got the rosy cheeks.
Yes,
like
absolutely.
the toy animatronics did. And it's like, I feel like she was meant to be part of the Five Nights at Freddy's crew, but kind of like went on to be something else.
Yes.
And it's like, I don't know. I honestly, I am clueless as to how it's going to pan out, but it's going to be awesome either way.
I'm fixated on the idea now that Baby is definitely some kind of like FNAF 2 era animatronic. Like, I think she has to be. And you know, I've just got something crazy pop into my head. I think I understand the design choices for the face of this character now. Oh, jeez.
Whoa, why?
All right, if we look at this character's face nice and close up, can you see it's kind of made out of lots of little blocks? Like, you can kind of see it segmented into loads of different portions.
Oh yeah, okay.
What about if that face was to open up?
Oh my god.
I mean, something is inside there, and I think this is definitely a design choice because none of the other characters have had this face kind of split into two.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that's insane.
And I was just thinking about the storyline, because surely he can't go with the whole children being killed again. I mean, like, because that can't happen at another sister location, surely.
Something's going on here.
Yeah, it's interesting to know, like, instead of actually being killing children, maybe someone actually turns these animatronics bad.
Yeah.
Rather than,
maybe like a bit more backstory on like the purple guy or even the pink guy. I know that's still a big debated thing, but you know, who knows?
Yeah.
And I think a last thing as well I want to trace over is that the balloons behind her are almost serving as a metaphor for me personally, and more on a particular character, Balloon Boy, because, I mean, if we think back to FNAF 2 and Balloon Boy, when everyone saw him, and still when everyone sees him to this day, everyone thinks they have ideas, but ultimately they're just all theories and speculation. So I think still Balloon Boy is the most unexplained character in the whole series yet.
Yeah, I mean, there's the Balloon Boy Graveyard and the Five Nights at Freddy's 3 mini-games.
Absolutely,
maybe, maybe this can link in with that as well. Maybe Scott planned this all along and he was just playing us all along.
Which I think would be even more incredible that an indie developer like has put this much effort into all of his games. And like, I'm not being funny, this has more depth to a story that's panned out over the last couple of, like, well, I'd say couple of years, but the last 18 months. And it's got more story than most AAA titles I'm seeing nowadays. Like, this is insane.
It is so true, yeah.
The amount of speculation he's been able to make as well, just from the teasers and stuff like that. I mean, he's kept the hype going, and Scott is a very smart man, but I am super hyped for this now. Like, I didn't think I would be so hyped, but I'm more hyped for this than I was any of the FNAF games previous.
Yeah, man, definitely same. I mean, I can't wait.
So there we have it, guys. That was a discussion on the newest teaser on scottgames.com. I think this image might be around to stay for a while, just because of how important this one is and how it links in with FNAF World Update 2. Teaser's number 3 with the updates and also the newest game as well. It's just so much with this image, and it's a very important one, and I'm glad he posted it very early on.
Indeed, if you guys did enjoy this video and you've got a theory of your own, be sure to post it in the comments down below. And if you're new to the channel, why not subscribe for more theories coming up soon and other indie games.
Absolutely, guys. So thank you so much for watching this video. We, of course, hope you did enjoy. And we will, of course, see you on the next one.
Goodbye, guys.